Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, I will be doing an unboxing and a review of the Kodak Pulse Digital Picture Frame. This is the 7-inch model. Now this purchase was definitely not on my radar screen. I mean, I was looking for a digital picture. You know, a lot of folks at work, they got pictures of family and wives and everything, and I got nothing, so I'm a bad husband. So I thought it'd be a good idea to, look for a picture frame, and also just pick up a cheap one. And this one, because of its retail price, or just its ordinary price, you're looking at between $100 to $129, was definitely not on my radar screen. However, last month, it's January 2012, Kodak filed for bankruptcy. So all of a sudden, if you look good enough, you should start seeing some Kodak items popping up for some really good prices. Now, I was at Radio Shack, and actually earlier this morning before I go to work, I sort of do my walk through Walmart, and you can tell by all my Walmart reviews of crap. It was listed for $100, this thing, so I walked right by it. Then at lunchtime, I decided, well, let me go to my local Radio Shack, because I usually look for things that go on sale. That they usually have some really good bargains every now and then. And this was marked down to an unbelievable low price of $49, so I had to grab it. I could not pass it up. So that's why I went ahead and purchased this. Now, I want to go over some of the specs real quick. This is not an ordinary picture frame. The Pulse technology is like all kinds of other wireless type of features. This has Wi-Fi built in, and if you want to get a picture to this thing, you can either load it on a card, and this will take the memory stick or the SD or the XD. It takes all the different types of cards to get stuff on here. It also has an internal 512 megs of memory that you could use if you don't want to put in a card to add more memory. But you can email pictures to this thing. Once you go online and register it and everything, it gets an email address that you can go ahead and just email pictures to the thing. It also, your Facebook account, so all the pictures that show up on your Facebook could show up on here. It synchronizes with this Kodak gallery. And again, I'm taking a chance, because is Kodak going to be here tomorrow? Who knows? But you know what? I could be, at worst case scenario, I end up with a plain old picture frame. And still, for $49 is really worth it. The reviews are fantastic on this thing. It has an 800 by 600 display that's really bright, crisp, and really good. And it's a touchscreen. So you're still getting something good, even if all this stuff sort of went away because of the support that Kodak provides. So it's really cool. I mean, you could, if you have a grandmother or someone in the family who's not tech savvy, you could give one of these after you configure it all, and then you could just sort of send pictures right from your phone or just email them from your computer or whatever, and they just show up for them to enjoy, whatever family member, as long as they have wireless set up at the house, which you probably set up. So I sort of quickly glanced over the specs. I don't want to make this too boring. This is the 7-inch model. They have other models, the 10-inch, which retail price I think was almost $200, and who knows what kind of price you can find on it. So enough of this, and let's start unboxing. The old SOG knife. Let's open this up. By the way, this Wi-Fi is both B and G. You don't need N. I mean, this thing is not streaming video or anything like that. So, what do you get? You get a simple instruction book, how to set this up. Like I said, this was a touchscreen, so we'll take a look at that. Looks like a cleaning rag to clean the display. Here's the actual frame. Take a look at that. See how thick that is. It's very nice. Set this right here. Warranty. power brick And oh my god, it has no prongs. Because they expected to sell this worldwide, so they give you the prongs separate. And you just sort of clamp them on here, I assume. There we go, so that's ready to go. So let me get this plugged in, turned on, and we'll be right back. So here it is. I went ahead and activated. I didn't want to do it on camera because I don't want to give everybody the password to my router, and also you have to go through a registration process online, and I don't want y'all to see my passwords and all that good stuff. You know, practice good security, and don't be putting all that stuff out there for people to hack, or at least don't make it easy. Don't be the car on the street with the doors open and the keys in the ignition, you know what I mean? Anyway, the instructions are pretty self-explanatory. Essentially, you plug the thing in, and it'll prompt you for what language you want to use. Then it's going to ask you to connect to your wireless network. It will go out there and see your SID if it's broadcasting. If it says no broadcast, you can type in what your SID is, and you put in your passphrase if it's, you know, if you're using WEP or WPA encryption. But it should be easy for those of you who are even halfway tech savvy. After you go through that process, then it's going to tell you to well, actually it prompted me to do a firmware update, so it went ahead and did a firmware update, updated, you know, the internal software in itself, and just got it up to date. It only took an extra minute or two, no big deal. Then it prompted you to go to the Kodak Pulse website and to create an account. And once you do that, it sends you'll create a name and password, and you'll give it an email address. It will send you an email that you'll verify. You hit the verify link. Just let you know that you're letting Kodak know that you're sending them a legit email. And then you're going to put in the code. There'll be like a number that shows up on the bottom of the picture frame, and you go ahead and after hitting the link, you're going to put that code in and, you know, create a email name for your frame. So I give this a name. And now it's prompted me for you know, setting up Facebook. So Facebook stuff automatically shows up on here, and it also has Kodak Gallery, and I don't really want to go through those details on here, and I don't want you to see all my stuff either. So anyway, it's working pretty good. The pictures are gorgeous on here. It really looks nice, especially considering I got this bright freaking light going on. So even under full light, it's non-glare. There's no glaring. I didn't want to like start by putting my wife's picture on here, or she would absolutely kill me for putting her on YouTube. So there's my fingerprints. By the way, this is a touch screen, so you know, you could click on here and you get a whole bunch of options. You can stop it from rotating, and then you can start it up again. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it, and you can delete and do all kinds of wild stuff on here. So look at that. Does like a little mosaic if you want to. So that's pretty cool. These are my old Navy days kind of pictures. I thought you'd find them a little interesting just to demo the frame here. Hello? Wake up. There we go. Ugh! That's me. Pause. So it looks like you could delete pictures, or you could rotate them and set timers and all kinds of good stuff. You could also put pictures on here. Oh, by the way, these pictures got on here on the website. You could go ahead, when you're setting this all up, when you're on the website, it runs a little Java stuff within your browser, and you can go ahead and just select what pictures off your computer you want to just send to it, and it just bang, it's there in a couple of minutes. Other ways you can get the picture, like I said, Facebook, to the email address that you set. So like I could take my cell phone and send a picture right to it, just email a picture to it as an attachment. And again, Facebook and the Kodak Gallery does all kinds of cool stuff. Or you could go ahead and use I have a memory stick in here. Sony memory stick. You could use the the SD cards. You could use the XD card. You don't see too many of those anymore. You could use a USB memory stick even. All kinds of ways to get it in there. Really cool. Oh, look at that. It has a power button, so you don't have to unplug it. You could just turn it off. Frame entering standby mode. So if you have this at work, when you walk away, as long as you trust everybody in your work environment, you can just leave it on your desk and turn it off, and you don't have to have it running all night. Now when you come back to work, you got a power button right there. Hit the button. Hit the button. Monkey hits the button, and and it's saying add pictures to this picture frame by going to www.kodakpulse.com. So, and you just hit the play, and there it goes. And then your picture starts cycling automatically. My younger days. I've gotten pretty ugly, haven't I? Gained a lot of weight too. I probably weighed like twice as much as I did back in that picture. So, highly recommend it. So keep an eye out for not only this product, but for all kinds of Kodak products. There should be some good deals out there, you know. I mean, I feel bad that Kodak has gone through bankruptcy, but hopefully they can sort of work their way through it, because I really like their Kodak products. I have Kodak cameras going back, I don't know, before I was alive, because I collect cameras, but I have a lot of their digital cameras, which, by one of the main reasons why they went bankrupt is because even though they came out with the first digital camera, they sort of lagged behind the industry, and the industry just took off without them, and they never caught up. But anyway, I have some old Kodak cameras, and like I had this one 3 megapixel digital camera that now my mother uses, and that thing's been used hard daily every single day for over 10 years, and that thing is still going strong. The only thing I had to do is replace the replaceable battery. I had to get a new one to throw in there because the battery wore out. It wouldn't hold a charge. It's the only thing that ever went wrong with that thing. Another thing I find about Kodak cameras is that the CCD, which is the sensor that, you know, records the light basically, and yeah, just records the light. CCD, you know, the thing that's behind the lens taking the picture, are very good. I mean, Kodak cameras always seem to have a really good, great picture for the price compared to other cameras in the same price category. So keep an eye out there. I'm not sure if this is an isolated event, but you know, you could maybe take advantage of this situation right now, and you might see some good prices on some Kodak products. And I stand behind Kodak products. I like all the Kodak cameras that I've ever had. Really good, especially these digital ones that have come out lately. They take incredible pictures. It's not all about megapixels, by the way. You know, lens quality, the processing inside the camera, all make a just as big a difference as as the pure megapixels. I have cameras that might be 5 megapixel compared to an 8 megapixel camera. The 5 megapixel takes a better picture, you know. So there's a lot more things other than megapixels. Don't get all wrapped around that. So anyway, I probably blabbing too long. So highly recommend it if you come across the Kodak Pulse 7-inch. I highly recommend it. Really good. You might, and if you come across some other Kodak products, grab them while they're hot. And hopefully Kodak will still be around and make it through bankruptcy and still be with us, because they were a great American company up in East Bend, New York. So thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really appreciate every friend, user, and subscriber. I really do. And I will see you next weekend.